tell them, Shaka fame and a point to prove. He don't have the front to try confuse. He not copy from white paper. He make the move, the rest them follow. Pay them the mind. Keep doing our one thing, take your blessing in time. Not copy from white paper. Make the move, the rest will follow. Beware of those who are never satisfied. Ambition's great. Tell them please don't compare your life with mine. Styles FM done say it's from your smile. You're never afraid to speak your mind. And them man talk the truth. Who get vexed? Tell them get left behind. So you don't seek acceptance when you speak. I go in front of the public eye. Yes, real recognize real. When you speak of yourself, you never glorify. Shaka tell them, don't have no point to prove. Don't have the front to try confuse. You're not copy from white paper. You make the moves, the rest them follow. Pay them the mind. Keep doing our thing, take your blessing in time. You're not copy from white paper. You make the moves, the rest them follow. This is your boy Omari Banks at the 264 Anguilla, representing for my boy Shaka Fame and Styles FM. We out of here, boom. Shaka Fame and a point to prove. He don't have the front to try confuse. He not copy. Don't think as he's kind, he's a fool. The road Shaka walk never smooth. So he a trample evil night and day. With him left foot first while he pray. Hear what we tell them. Shaka Fame and a point to prove. He don't have the front to try confuse. He not copy from white paper. He make the move, the rest them follow. Pay them the mind. Keep doing our one thing, take your blessing in time. Not copy from white paper. Make the move, the rest will follow. Beware of those who are never satisfied. Ambition's great. Tell them please don't compare your life with mine. Styles FM done say it's from your smile. You're never afraid to speak your mind. And them man talk the truth. Who get vexed? Tell them get left behind. So you don't seek acceptance when you speak. I go in front of the public eye. Yes, real recognize real. When you speak of yourself, you never glorify. Shaka tell them, don't have no point to prove. Don't have the front to try confuse. You're not copy from white paper. You make the moves, the rest them follow. Pay them the mind. Keep doing our thing, take your blessing in time. You're not copy from white paper. You make the moves, the rest them follow. This is your boy Omari Banks at the 264 Anguilla, representing for my boy Shaka Fame and Styles FM. We out of here, boom. Shaka Fame and a point to prove. He don't have the front to try confuse. He not copy.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in its season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to Portland Spice TV for yet another Saturday morning. Welcome to Grandy Nanny Facebook page, because we're all over the place, you know. Yeah, man. And when we come on a Saturday morning, we come to promote Portland. We come to talk truth. We come to educate the people. Share up the channel this morning. Like up the video. Because this morning at 9:30, we're going to be holding our leaders and our people to account. Our guest this morning will be Miss Janet Calder from JAMP, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. We're going to have her on this morning because when we talk, sometimes people think it is politics. And I like to tell my listeners, I don't really talk politics, I talk governance. Because Jamaica first, PNP second. Yeah? it is Jamaica that we put first and its people and not politics. So when we come on a Saturday morning, I don't want nobody use the fact that I have made it clear that I am a member of the People's National Party, because truth is what is important. Yeah, man, you have to talk the truth and make the truth set you free. You understand what I say? So you see right now, I could touch this.
Start to represent for SHACKA fame.
Octane, what you say? Right now. Go tell Chatty. I better you no come. No, make up my mind. Make up my mind.
Start to represent for SHACKA fame.
Hear me no SHACKA. Go tell Chatty. I better you not come. It's a bad better you not come. They want to play SHACKA in my money job. You want to play SHACKA to the top. Hey, must have very shitty. But when you want to see somebody, yeah, SHACKA running to business. I'm looking to business. Hey, must have very shitty. They see me somebody chicken. SHACKA running to business. I'm looking to business. Yeah, Yamaka. Just make it them. Them no bad like SHACKA. Them a pretend. Them not a chicken head. Some a pigeon. SHACKA no one for them. When I see the rapper. Really got this.
We are rough up road this morning because road have a rough up. Understand what is happening in Jamaica. Understand it. And don't get misled by people who don't have no understanding. Because you have some people, when them listen to the news and tell you what they hear in the news, you have to wonder, you know. You really have to wonder what it is that them say them hearing at the news. So yesterday, the court ruled on the application made by the Prime Minister and his team. Prime Minister and his team made an application to the court for permission to apply for judicial review. What does that mean? It means the Prime Minister had issues with the Integrity Commission and the report that they tabled in the Parliament. And therefore, the laws of Jamaica allow the Prime Minister, just as any citizen, to go to the court to get reprieve. So if you have issues, the court is the place that you're supposed to go and resolve it. If you have family issues, you and your friend them, you don't need to take up no gun or take up no machete. Go to the court and make the court rule on whatever the issue is. And when the court rule, the police can enforce the court order. One of the things that the Prime Minister wanted the court to do in the judicial review is for the court to say that the Integrity Commission must certify his filing. And the court said, me not give you no permission to challenge that. So a lot of people run out and say the Prime Minister win. He won some and he lost some. So, good morning to all the vloggers and the bloggers who come here on a Saturday morning and on a Tuesday night to get information. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. My name is Colin Bell. They call me SHACKA Fame. Me a God loudspeaker. Yeah? Me ask the Almighty God, the Lord Jesus Christ, to speak through me. I call the name of Jesus Christ, you know, because I have a whole heap of false God. I don't want a guy think say, me in a them false God. A Jesus Christ, me say, one God. There's no God beside him, before him, no other God. So, understand this, that the court disallowed 24 of the things that the Prime Minister asked for. He asked for 29 things. 29 he asked for. And the judge, between the judge and even his lawyers, conceded that some of the things that he asked for are not relevant. So the judge gave him permission for 4 of the things them. Understand that. So him never get permission for go for judicial review for everything. No. The other thing on the street is that the Integrity Commission released the statutory filing of Mark Golding on the same day that the GLP had their conference. Now, the truth is a little tack could have been used by the Integrity Commission. But they are saying that I saw them do it. Once everything sort out, them release it on the first Sunday. I have a clip I want to play because noted journalist and attorney at law, Deon Jackson Miller, spoke yesterday evening on RGR's Beyond the Headline. And when we play these clips, we give credit to the people and to the organization. I want respect to big up the vloggers and bloggers who, when they come here and take the clips, they give Portland Spice TV and Colin Bell the respect. Big up on yourself. We don't have no problem. We do not take what we not take and push it out once we get to credit for it. So I'm going to play this clip here from RGR's Beyond the Headline, Deon Jackson Miller, yesterday evening.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with you on Beyond the Headlines. I'm Deon Jackson Miller. So I was saying just before the break, I was giving you a very brief overview of what's said in the ruling that has been handed down by the Supreme Court in relation to Prime Minister Holness's application for leave to apply for judicial review. So just to tell you very quickly what the orders are, and then I'll bring in King's Counsel Michael Hilton, who is leading the team here representing the Integrity Commission. So the judge says she's therefore making the following orders. She's granted leave to bring a judicial review claim in relation to the order that is being sought to quash the investigation report on the Prime Minister's declarations. She's granting an order to quash the special report. She is refusing leave to bring a judicial review claim, seeking an order to compel the first respondent, who is the Director of Information and is C complaints or communication. So remember, the directors, let me read that again. She's refusing leave to bring a judicial review claim to seek an order compelling the examination of the Prime Minister's 2023 and 2024 2022 and 2023 statutory declaration. She's refusing an order to compel the Commission to comply with the Act in relation to his declarations for 2021 and 22. And she's refusing an order to compel the recommendation that Mr. Holness be exonerated of culpability in relation to the 2021 and 2022 statutory declarations. All right, so joining us now, as I said, King's Counsel Michael Hilton. Mr. Hilton, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, good evening, Dion, and good evening, Chair.
Well, we're not going into all of what Michael Hilton said. We didn't record all of that. But the main part of it, you heard one of the part that the judge refused. So it was not a victory overall for the Prime Minister. Him get some, him not get some. So this argument now is also out there. We dealt with it Tuesday night about, and I want to play this song here. Hold on there. I have a clip. I have a clip from Nationwide that I also want to play. Remember, at 9:30, we're going to be joined by Miss Janet Calder. I want to say good morning to the people at Styles FM. Big up on herself. Miss Janet Calder going to join us at 9:30. And she's from Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP. And what JAMP does is basically look at what is happening in the country and hold people accountable for their actions. Now, I hear, and if I don't find it one place, I'm going to find it, because I want to play this clip here before I talk about Sir Cliff Hughes. Because I don't want nobody think say me I deal with the thing the wrong way. But I heard Cliff Hughes dealing with an issue. All right. I'm not search for it too long, so because I know where the other place. Yeah? And Cliff Hughes was talking about the song My Leader Barnia. And you know something? A lot of people get it wrong. Because the song no name My Leader Barnia. And I hear him pressing Albert. And him say by the very name of the song. By the very name of the song. No, sir. Him say by the very name of the song has racism content. By the very name of the song have racism content. See it here? Send it over there, sir. I don't know if anybody can call me this morning and tell me the racist line in the song. Because I never hear the racist line in that song. Never hear it. So I don't understand how him get racism in the song. You don't understand it.
That Mr. SHACKA was Tabana.
What?
It was late. I said, I'm telling you, I'm 77.
And you didn't know that, Albert?
Is that last week in your opening monologue, you speak about conference.
About what?
Conference.
Which conference?
What conference used to be like that.
Oh, yes, political annual conferences.
That's correct. Our achievement to the public at large. So I cannot understand how all of a sudden it become a racist song.
No, Albert, you're wrong in that. You're wrong in that.
All right, tell me where I'm wrong.
Yeah, and I lived through that history. Yes, That song was not only crafted to showcase and popularize the myriad of social reforms of the first term of the Manley administration between 72 and 76.
Yeah.
It went further than that.
Which
One of the big themes was to play upon the racism that my leader Banya was directed at the opposition leader then, Edward Siaga, who, no, let me finish. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Who assumed leadership of the Labour Party in 1974. This song was written and produced just before the December 76 general elections, hotly contested general elections, when the PNP fought those elections on the platform of democratic socialism. And it wasn't about an election about economic advancement, but as I said, myriad of far-reaching social reforms. So you're correct in that sense. But it's undeniable, sir, undeniable, comrade, that the title of the song, the words in the song, was directed at painting Edward Siaga as a white.
Let me stop right there, so. For anybody who know the song, the title of the song, you hear Cliff, you say? The title of the song. The song not entitled My Leader Banya. The song is entitled The Message. That's the title of the song. So somebody need to tell Sir Hughes, a respected journalist, somebody I have a whole heap of respect for, and his investigative skills and all of that in journalism. But the song by Struggle Martin named The Message. And the part that says My Leader Banya, I don't know how you can classify that as racism. I classify that as a truism. One leader Banya, one never Banya. So, let me drop Peace I Song. Well, I didn't reach. Thought we had it over there. But everybody know the song. My Leader Banya. People call it that. But I don't saw the song name. The song name, The Message. Yeah. So, that's a correction. Somebody send it to Mr. Hughes and correct him. This morning, we're going to be joined by Janet Calder from Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. They had a roundtable media discussion earlier this week. And coming out of the roundtable discussion is that $3 trillion has not been accounted for. Now, it doesn't mean the $3 trillion was stolen, you know. Morning, Dale.
Morning, sir.
Wagwan, brother.
Yeah, greetings to you and listeners and everybody. I listen to you about the song about My Leader Banya.
Yeah.
Yeah, me I say. It's either here nor there to us as Jamaican. The point is, when a man a drown, them say them catch at a straw. Anything them catch at
Then
when
grab
them a
on.
drown.
Yes, yes.
And the same respected brother there, where you have to Mr. Hughes there. If you him have a whole lot to defend, because him money when him owe over $60 million in the taxes, and who is keeping him up? Yes, look on who is keeping him up.
No, me don't know. Me don't know if you owe money for taxes. Me don't know.
It is all right.
Me just say me no know. Me never say a lie. I tell you, me just say me no know.
No. Yeah, you don't know.
Right.
It is on record. It is on record. We're not. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. You don't know, but let me say it. It is on record. All right.
Yeah.
So you want me to say no? as a respected journalist.
You sure it never get clear up? You sure him never get it clear up?
You what? We not go. We not. Yeah, me no want to your show. It not clear up.
All right.
It not clear up. Yeah.
Mm.
One of your callers said that to you. It not clear up. All right.
Mm.
The views is not the Spice Radio. The views is the caller one. Yeah. It not clear up. Cause we watch everything we are going. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So moving on is the song about my leader Banya. We as a culture and as Jamaican, we're creative, very creative. Anything we see, remember, you know, this is not by the 1%. This is the people and we, I would say down in the ghetto, the gutters.
Yeah.
And we're very creative. So you can't take that from we. Our leader Banya, which he was born here. Yes, and it is a fact. There's no racism in that. So when people are going to talk about racism, people need to look at context and the meaning of racism. If you're not born at a certain place, you're just not born there. You understand me? It's a fact. You're not born there.
Right. That for me, as I said, is a truism.
Exactly. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So him not born there, and that is a fact. And the world can see, because you what now. In this day and age, to the day, after 74, yeah?
Yeah.
To the day, SHACKA wouldn't get the opportunity where him get to go in a parliament, to be a leader. To the day. Am I wrong or right, sir?
Why you say that? Because there's still no law against somebody who don't born in the country to become prime minister.
But remember say, what you call it there? Remember say, Vaz and enough of them were of US citizens. Them have to denounce because
but he did denounce this citizenship.
But he may say still, him still yet, it never say, him not born. All right. Why would I say that? You can't carry that go to court now, you know. Because what happened? He's not a born Jamaican.
Right, but as I said to you, I am almost sure he denounced his citizenship.
Yeah, but denouncing your citizenship, you're not a. How long did he been living in Jamaica before that?
Long time, man. Remember, say he was born in Boston, Massachusetts, but he came to Jamaica when I think maybe he was about 2 months old and lived there.
About 2 months old.
Yeah, man, and lived here for a very long time.
Okay. Well, some of that me not know, I'm not going to into it. But then again, that's the case of it.
Mm.
Yeah. But anyway, the fact still remain in Nabana, Jamaica.
Right. That's a fact. That's a
in
fact.
Nabana, Jamaica. So if we so creative and if you tour the world, Jamaica is one of the most creative set of people, unique people in them own, Jamaican people.
Yeah.
And we that. So we bring up a song, and that I come out of the gutter, the ghetto.
Yeah.
Our leader, Barney, and we are support our leader. You understand what I mean?
Right.
There's no racism in it. So when people are talking about racism, people need to go look at some of the things that the churches are doing to people, to the same people them down there.
Yeah.
People need to look at some of the things that some of the 1% are doing. The Chinese them in Jamaica are doing. Those are racism. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, talk to me.
Talk about that. You understand me? So when they talk about racism, some people Cliff used to know better than that. You understand me? I'm gonna tell you something. Personally, based on some things when I see him say, when me hear him say how him do, me not rate him no more. Because bias, if you're a true Jamaican, as you say, Jamaica is before all politics. And if you're a true Jamaican, yeah, you go and look for Jamaica, not politics. And him more support, because there are a lot of things that I see him do over there, so there are a lot of things where him do and him turn back and apologize. You can't, if him in another country and them sue him lose him license already because of propaganda him has spread. The people them would have make sure take him. Other media that are taking down. So when they talk about racism, some people will look back on what is racism. Racism is in them to talk about education. Because when you for example, education is supposed to be free. And when you have a charge the people them sky amount of money for education, you deprive them. That's a part of racism.
Good morning.
If you want look from the wider world, a part of racism. You understand me? Yeah, man.
Sorry about that, caller. Just touching base with
Yeah,
Janet
man.
Calder, who's supposed to be my
man,
guest this
me
morning.
know that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Me know that.
Right. So
as me say, no racism no in the song. People it's lack of education and him can fool some people. And as the great Bob Marley say, you fool some people sometime, but not all people all the time.
not at all.
You understand me?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
no racism no there. So them just try to
There's no racist line in the song. The song speaks about who born ya and who never born ya. And then the song went on to talk about the achievement. That's why the song is named The Message. Because remember, there's a line of the song that say, he gave her your message, you know?
Yeah, watch me now. On one program I was listening yesterday where about the Prime Minister situation.
Yeah.
And the Prime Minister speak a lot about some of the things them where young people them don't know and what the PNP, all the PNP mash up the country. Yes, he might talk to the younger generation and the people them in them 20s, mid-20s and them where they don't know nothing about the 70s, they don't know nothing. And if the truth to be told, if them people, parents could have sit back and talk the truth, they would have more educated today if they understand what. I mean, I've not got to say too much about the PNP. The Michael Manley era was like. You understand me? Because that is what them don't know about.
Okay.
And the Prime Minister, a bank on that right now to say, yo, and he mentioned it already years ago, say, young people nowadays not going to know what go on in the 70s. You understand me? And he might use that as a weapon against them.
But the history,
say,
the history has been written. So
yeah,
people can go read. But I'm going to ask you to call me back because I have my guests ready.
Yes, man.
So I'm going to ask you to give me back a call after we leave.
No problem.
Blessings.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Yeah, man. Janet, good morning. Miss Janet Calder.
Morning, Sir Bell. Morning.
Morning. I'm not going to my callers. Hold on. Let me just tell my callers that I'm not going to take any more calls right now until after we finish this interview with Miss Janet Calder of JAMP, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. You want to just tell us a little bit about your organization, Janet?
Sure. JAMP is roughly now 5 years old. What a lot of people don't know is I've been in advocacy since 2013 when I came back to Jamaica, actually on the invitation of the government, Colin. And while I was waiting on the job to start, some citizens had some problems with an issue. I had the expertise to help. And when I saw the difference it made, the advocacy bug bit. And so I love sharing first up that my advocacy didn't begin under this administration. It started in 2013 under PNP administration.
Right.
And I was a part of the Jamaica Civil Society Coalition. What brought JAMP to the fore for most of your listeners who might remember the Outameni saga of 2014.
Yes.
You remember that one, Colin?
When the NHT bought Outameni.
Yes, sir. Bought an entertainment facility with $180 million while we have hundreds and thousands of squatters. I'm an architect by profession. I worked in the Ministry of Housing, so that did really burn me. So I had actually organized a protest in front of NHT for 3 days. And at the end of the 3 days, the Prime Minister decided she wouldn't return the board members, which is what we were calling for. The Auditor General of Jamaica went out and audited the NHT, came back, Colin, and told us it's not 180 million, it's $4 billion we should have been worried about. And that is where my journey into creating this organization called JAMP began. Because the experience of watching an Auditor General come back to tell the people of Jamaica how our resources were being abused I thought it was something as citizens we needed to shed more light on for other citizens, and that's why you have me here today. JAMP is an organization, as the name suggests. It says Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. Let me just tell the listeners, we're not trying to hold government account for everything, Colin. We can't do that. We don't have enough hands. We are focusing on our public finances. So anything to do with our taxes, that's where we are trying to shed some light to make sure that government stewards our resources better. And last, if you ask me about my organization, a lot of people think all Jeanette does is talk about stuff. If you go to our website, we have designed and developed 6 tools that help citizens and government to improve accountability in Jamaica. So that's us in short.
All right. So Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, you are an advocate. What are the successes that you have had so far?
Well, I consider what I ended on a while ago a success. If you can have citizens build 6 digital tools that help our parliament, help our government, and help the media and citizens to hold government and parliament to account, that in and of itself is a success. And what I mean by that, Colin, and I'll get to another example of the kind I think you're referring to. When you say to citizens, as many of them are listening now, you need to do something, man. Your money. Most citizens don't know what to do. When you say to them, say, they work for us, or parliamentarians, you are the employer. Employers need information, Colin, and they need access to them employees. Not true?
Of course.
Exactly. And most people don't know how to access the power brokers or a website. Let me give you one example of a tool. Our website, I'm ashamed to say, is the only place in Jamaica, any of your listeners, and you can go and readily find out, where is my MP's office? What is his number? What is his email? Now, can you imagine we have employees? We pay rent in those offices, keep the light on, and Colin, there's nowhere you can go on any Jamaican website or PNP, JLP website and know, how do I find my elected representative? It's a basic and important thing that see.
Yes,
right.
I mean, people in the local might can't find it, but if you are from the local and you're coming back, you don't know where to find it.
All people in the local can't find it, Colin. Now people call me. Most people discover JAMP because that's what they're looking for. They put the MP name in a Google. They're looking for him. And this is how they find the website. So don't think for a minute that people right here in the constituency know where their offices are across the length and breadth of Jamaica. So I'm just saying to you that in itself is a success, providing people with direct access to their representatives so that their voices can be heard. A second one is, if you want to talk to your parliament today, Colin, how you reach your parliament, Colin? If what we're going to talk about right now, bunning you, how do you let your voice heard? Do you have any idea?
Most people don't know.
All right. So JAMP has a legislative tracker. And the minute you click that button and you go on it, the first thing you see is send a note to Parliament. If you put your concerns there and hit send, straight to the clerk of the house. And it will be delivered to the parliamentarian. So I'm not here just to talk today, Colin. When I tell you we're creating tools that bridge the distance or remove the distance between us and those who serve us, that is a practical part of our success that people don't know enough about. But
you had a round table.
Yes, we did.
Media thing earlier this week.
Yes, we did.
Tell us about that. What was that really about?
Well, I don't know how much Jamaicans realize what is the role of the media. We think of them maybe as it's a business and they're making money and they make money through selling news. No. I'm going to use an analogy. For those of us who pay attention to world history and world events, when you look at Africa and you look at the coups that take place, do you know the first thing a military commander does when he wants to basically overthrow a government? You know the first step he has to make?
Talk to me.
He has to go straight for the TV station and he has to go straight to where the reporters are and lock it down. Why? Because the media are the eyes and the ears of the people. They are like the watchmen on the walls for you. So the job of the media in any democracy is to watch a government. I am not making something up. That is the first and primary role of the media. You and I can't sit down in a parliament every day, Colin. We have to work. Yeah. So who is there minding our business on our side to come back and say, Colin, Jeanette, this is what happened. You need to know this. You need to say something. It's the media. So they are the protectors of the democracy and they are the ones that first and foremost hold a government to account. So JAMP has been looking at the work of Parliament and government as it relates to our money. Why? I'm not there because I want to lock up anybody who is corrupt. I would have been a policeman in a Colin. I'm not interested in law enforcement. I am motivated because every day I see the people around us who are in great need, and government is here for one reason and one reason only. It exists to take care of the needs of the society. That's it. So I decided as a citizen, I used to work in the public sector. I have great respect for what government can do when government decides to do something for people. Radically changes communities and lives. And so I decided that I'm going to put my architecture on hold and we're going to focus on the money. So I called the media together because after a number of years of looking at Auditor General reports, I believe that there were some things that the Jamaican people just didn't know. And the best people to call when you want your voice to be heard, next to like Colin, because Colin, I'm sitting here in my home, but you are creating an avenue for me to talk to thousands right now. So the media also allows for that. So I called them to a meeting because I thought it was very important that they pay attention to some things that I thought the nation needed to understand about the mismanagement of our public money.
How much money we're talking about now?
Well, it's not 3 trillion, though the headlines have been saying that. We're talking about an examples that I have pulled out. Now, let me back up a bit and say this to your listeners, Colin, because I don't like when people have to listen to something in a vacuum. They appreciate it better if they have some context. And the context is the government has an auditor. The Auditor General of Jamaica is not somebody from foreign coming to fast in our business. It's the government's auditor. And the government has...
pay her.
We pay her. Yeah, and guess who created her? The Parliament of Jamaica created that organization.
And she's in the Constitution.
Absolutely. One of the most protected roles, positions in the Constitution. You know why? Because if you don't protect this role, politicians come in and get rid of them. Why?
And luckily for Jamaica, we have a good one.
We have a better than good one. No, better than good in a Colin. I'm say that because I have been on the websites of other Caribbean islands. All know the last report of some countries are 2016. We get one every year on time by December 31st in 2 weeks. That report to the people of Jamaica will be prepared and submitted to Parliament. Every year without a fail. So what is the job of this auditor? It is not, Colin, to generate scandals. It is not to accuse a government of impropriety. That's how the media might make it look. The job of the auditor is to come in and say to government, here is where you can improve. I am looking out for you, Parliament, while you are there, and I'm going into the different ministries. You set the budget. You say how much education must get. You create the laws about how education must use the money. You have empowered me to now go and make sure, say, they're not spending more than you gave them. They're not take out some money that must go to education and book and school and paying salaries. You follow me, Colin?
Following you.
Right. Because if government give like Ministry of Health 100 billion a year, you can't just take up 2 billion and redirect it to salaries. And when it happens, the Auditor General goes in and come back to Parliament and say, Parliament, this is what has happened. You have to deal with it. So the Auditor General of Jamaica is there as a partner to the government and the Parliament to let them know when public officials have broken the laws that they set, spent the money in a way they never said, so that the government and Parliament can do something about it for the people. That not sound like a good thing?
That sounds like an excellent thing.
It is.
Excellent.
So what has happened now, Colin, going back to your question about the 3 trillion that we're concerned about, over the years, the Auditor General has reported back to the same Parliament. Remember, they set the laws, our MPs, and they decide on the budget. So she has to go back and give them a report every year. And one of those things that the law says is that every jackman ministry and agency that get you and everybody listening money after the financial year ends, and it ends on the 31st of March every year, the law of the land says these public sector offices must go and tell the Auditor General how them did spend your taxes.
Yes.
And then the Auditor General, Colin, you think the Auditor General can just pick it up and carry it to Parliament? No, sir, somebody have to check it.
Yes.
Exactly, because
Yes.
mistake can be made, and also not just mistake, mischief can be done.
Yes.
Right? So the Auditor General takes a look at all of the financial reports, and she will say to this PS, no PS, this not right. Send it back and fix it. I can't send it to Parliament. So
Right.
or she will say, everything here is accurate and good. I can send it now
Send
to
it
the
off.
people of Jamaica. So what has happened is that over a decade, there are a number of public bodies and entities that has not told the Auditor General what they have done with 1 cent of your money. And I don't know how your listeners feel about it. But when I was growing up, if somebody sent me to the shop and they said, Jeanette, see $100 here, go buy some sugar. When I come from the shop, it's not my money. I have to what? Produce the sugar, produce the receipt, and give the change. No, sir.
I can tell you something. As a little boy, and my mother is here, and two of my auntie from abroad.
Yeah.
As a little boy, when my mother used to send me to the shop
Yes.
and give me the list, I used to buy sweetie out of the money. And,
exactly.
And when I come back, I used to get a spanking.
Colin, that's a good example. I love it.
I spend more than I am supposed to spend.
Exactly.
And after I get beat 2 times, then I try put some math together now, and I say flour raised by 2 cents.
Colin, that I'm going to borrow that example if I have to talk about this again, because that's exactly what it is. That if somebody not checking, you see what is on the list and what you buy and what change you get. Colin, you know me and you're going to teeth out of 50 cents to buy some cheese tricks and something.
Of
course.
I
did the same thing.
Or buy Staggerbuck.
Absolutely. So it's the same thing. Now, when when a ministry like education has gotten, and hear me well.
Yeah.
$902 billion over 10 years. And never once submit a report to the Auditor General. They have broken the law.
So it's over Colin, 10 years. It's not just this administration. It's coming back
from PNP straight into
PNP
JLP, man. Absolutely. It's not an Andrew Holness look out against thing. It's a problem in the ministry that both administrations should have fixed and then not fix it.
So 10 years. 10 years. We haven't gotten the report. Because these ministry also have internal auditors.
Who should have been raising the red card long before the Auditor General had to, right?
And you're talking about 902 billion, almost a trillion.
That is correct. Almost a trillion.
Almost $1 trillion.
I don't have a clue how much money that is, but we should tell Jamaica that for the entire budget of Jamaica this year, that will be providing all that we need, pay how much $1 billion in debt, take care of health, police, you name it. The whole budget this year is just 1.3 trillion.
Exactly. So it's only 400,000 million.
Yeah.
Less.
Yeah, correct. So it's a lot of money that we're talking about. So here is my problem.
And this is the Ministry of Education.
Well, let me give you some of the examples so that your folks know what we're talking about. So for Ministry of Education, it's 9 years, 902 billion.
9 years.
For Ministry of Health and Wellness, we're looking at 10 years, 695 billion. So call it 700, Colin. Now, this one surprised me because the police supposed to be enforcing the law, no, sir?
Yes.
So how the police department to break the law? For the police, it's $152 billion over 3 years. But look who else is there. The Ministry of Finance itself. Yeah, and Colin.
For how many years the police?
The police was, according to the reports, the police is 3 years.
3 years.
But it's a lot, $152 billion, where we don't really know how it's spent.
We just want to get these things right because when we come on a Saturday morning, it's truth we put on the table. Straight truth. So the police is 3 years out, 152 billion. And your Ministry of Finance now?
The Ministry of Finance, there are 3 different types that the Auditor General reported on. She reported on the debt of Jamaica, where we spend the money on the debt, but she need the details.
Yes.
That is over 1 trillion as well.
Over 1 trillion.
Yeah.
Over 1 trillion.
Now, here are the two that really surprised me. You want to know which other two shocked me?
The office of the Prime Minister?
The office of the Prime Minister itself. $12 billion for the last 3 years. We don't know how it was spent.
12 B.
B, my dear,
3
B.
years.
Yeah, man. And the Parliament of Jamaica itself, $6 billion for the last 5 years.
6 billion.
And I'm going to leave it with this one here. Well, my kind of labor and social security, 53.4 billion, 6 years.
Labor is 63 billion.
53.
53 billion.
And I'll give you one last one now. 6 of our parish councils put together.
And let me just jump and tell the people that Portland Parish Council involved in this.
All right. If you want the details, I'll look for it for you. But 6 of them put together is $10 billion over 11 years.
Parish Council.
Yeah. Right. So I want to make it clear, Colin, that this is not a statement that the money is missing, because everybody know that we've been getting services from the Ministry of Education.
Yes.
The Ministry of Health, they've been using the money. But I'm not going to lie to you. If you have $902 billion and $1 billion is missing, it kind of easy. It kind of easy for 1 billion. If you have 902 and 1 billion is missing, if you don't get those reports, you don't know that so easily, you know. So an example I was using with the media is, you know how people go to the office and they will take things from the office, paper, toilet paper, cleaning supplies. You know that, right?
And then we take a TV too. They will take a computer too.
No, well, you're
they
touching.
Take a laptop.
No, that's a very serious thing, and I'll get to that. But if I have 1,000 rolls of toilet paper in a cupboard and somebody take 2, you think me gonna notice?
Not right away.
If they take 20, me not gonna notice. Me will only know. Me will only know if the auditor do him job and go in there and count them.
Yes.
And tell me who last had the key, so we know why 20 missing. You follow me?
Let me just say this to the average man in the street. You have a bar. Is when you check your stock.
Right.
You know that the bartender will take your money.
Then the same
thing. Bartender bring in rum or cigarette by you.
But how you talk like me, I talk high and above the level of the people. Them are the same thing, me and say, Colin, the toilet paper, the same thing, man.
Yes.
You can't see it so easy. So what we are really saying is all of the toilet papers could be there.
Not just say you can't see it until you do the work.
Yes.
If you don't do the work, you can't see it.
That is true. But I also want to make the point that they could all be there.
Yes.
Because we're not saying that anybody thief anything, but we don't know if it is all there until somebody provides the Auditor General with a report and she can double check it for us, which is her
Janet,
job.
We must tell the people of Jamaica that people are getting paid to do
this. You want the list of people? I think it's important that people understand how many people Colin getting paid.
Talk to me.
You started in the right place. First is that internal auditor.
Yes.
That is supposed to be checking on a regular basis, because the Auditor General will probably come once a year, right?
Yes.
Then you have a finance director in charge of all of these places. He is supposed to know that this is what is required, that he must provide a report to him, permanent secretary, every year.
Yes.
But if he doesn't provide it, the permanent secretary know that the finance director supposed to give her a report every year.
Yes.
And don't stop there. I don't know how many people know that we have several, about 14, 15 permanent secretaries, but there is a board of permanent secretaries where permanent secretaries meet on a regular basis. Now, there is a chairman of that board. So that chairman should be looking at these reports and drawing up the permanent secretaries that come to this meeting and say, Mr. Bell, why is the Auditor General saying for 2 years, sir, you don't send her a report? You understand, Colin? That's another level of accountability. Do you know who that board is? It's the cabinet secretary for the office of the cabinet. High level senior. That is
who's the cabinet secretary now? Rocky Mead? Is Rocky Mead?
He's no, but remember, so Rocky knew. So Rocky just a take on them problems here. So we must acknowledge that he's just inherited all of these problems, but he should have been cleaning it up by now, right?
And we should have been hearing something from him.
Absolutely.
Which we have heard nothing, zero.
Absolutely. So then when we leave Rocky at the cabinet secretary, and we must tell the listeners that the cabinet secretary in Jamaica is the highest ranking public official, full stop. It's not a play position that. Then all of these reports are also shared with the Ministry of Finance. So the Minister of Finance and the permanent secretary there should be drawing everybody else what me just call up. And
because then that's the question I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Who now
Yeah.
supervise this on behalf of the you and the me, the people of Jamaica, to ensure that this is happening?
Well, if you're talking about supervision, it starts first at the PS. The PS is supervising her finance director, who should be giving her. But then who is supervising the PS? The Ministry of Finance has a powerful permanent secretary there called the Financial Secretary, a very, very important and powerful civil servant. That permanent secretary and the Minister of Finance should be supervising the permanent secretaries. Now you're going to say, Jeanette, who is supervising the Minister of Finance and the FS? Well, that is the Parliament of Jamaica. So all of these are at different levels of accountability. So in other words, Colin, if one part broke down, there's another level to call up the other one. Yes. So what you and I are telling the listeners today is the whole light popped down. If for 10 years this is going on, we are paying them. And don't forget, we doubled the salaries of permanent secretaries and ministers last year.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And we were told that we would get better performance.
Absolutely, Mr. Bell. So I thought it was important to go back to your question. What was that meeting about?
Yes.
It is our money. It's my money. Even the media sitting there, they are citizens. It's their money.
And we're not saying that the money was stolen, you know.
And we can't say that
we're
until
just
we
saying
get the reports.
The documentation to say that this money was properly spent. Our Auditor General is saying that she cannot sign off on it.
That she can't get them calling it worse than sign off. She can't get them.
People still have them job, Janet. How this work?
So can I answer that question for you? Part of the reason people still have their job is you and I don't know and the people don't know. Because we are really the employers. Check it out.
No, who is paying? I said to somebody, beg a minute, I said to somebody on a program the other night that I refer to Jamaica as a company.
Nice.
The people of Jamaica, we are the directors. And we employ managers who are the politicians to manage this country, but they're not managing. But we, the directors, are not calling them to books.
That is right, but you can't call people to books unless you get the information. Not true, Colin.
That is true again.
Which is why JAMP went to the media, because my job and my duty as a civil society organization is to tell the citizens what's happening. But unless I have people like you who will invite me on today, the people can't know. Unless the rest of the media here, the people can't know. So I invited them to a meeting to share with them some of the details, the alarming details. But I want your listeners to be very clear about this. This is a law that is being broken when the Auditor General and the Parliament can't get these. So what is the breaking of a law? It's called a crime.
Okay.
Follow me now. What happens to people who commit crimes in Jamaica? I know the other day I driving down the road, and the policeman, I know how the policeman see me, Colin. My phone was on this thing, a magnetic thing in the car. And I'm there talking on it, my hands on the wheel as it should be. I mean, I know why me pick up the phone, Colin, but me pick up the phone, and this brother was almost a mile away and he see me.
And you got your ticket?
What you mean? Not only did I get my ticket, but listen, I want Jamaicans to say, when people said our government don't understand accountability, that is not true. Look at what happened here. When I get that ticket from that policeman, what is on that ticket? I am told immediately, say, a $10,000 may have to pay.
Yes.
Then the ticket tells me clearly, Miss Calder, when do you need to pay it? In 21 days.
Or
the ticket then goes on to tell me, if you make mistake and not pay this, where am I going? Court.
And it give you your court date.
The court date is already, Colin, the court date is already there.
And the place and where you go to court.
Exactly. And if you miss that, I have a friend, police come my yard in a Trafalgar Square, come pull him out one day, in his socks, came go back to Manchester, police station. because he never turn up to court to pay a ticket, you know, so don't think it don't happen. No, don't tell me the government don't understand accountability, because that is beautiful. Me have my penalty, my court date, and them going to send out a warrant for me if me not show up. When I went to court that day, because I forgot to pay it, Colin, they ended up even charging me more than the 10,000. Correct. Right.
Because they are saying that if you never pay it, you wouldn't come. If you did pay it, you wouldn't come waste the court time.
Waste the court time. So they need to discourage that. I was very much discouraged. It will not happen again, Your Honor.
You get a ticket, you're going to pay it fast.
I committed a crime and I was held to account by the government. I had a fine. I had to go to court. Story done. I learned my lesson.
But Janet,
these are also crimes.
Janet, you've been talking about this for some time now. And this week you start talking about this.
That is true.
I have been listening to you talking about these issues for quite some time.
Yeah.
Nobody has been held to account for this. Absolutely nobody.
And nobody has been held to account. And I have to be honest with you, I was on here on a particular program on TV 2 nights ago, where the anchor who was interviewing me told me that the Minister of Finance has commented on my statements. And I still haven't heard it for myself, so I just want to coach it by saying is hearsay a giving.
Mm-hmm.
But the host on the news told me that the minister said it's not as bad as it sounds. Because
hold on.
Yeah, no.
In a country where you have schools still with pit latrine, you are telling me that education is what? $902 billion has not been accounted. The proper accounting has not been presented. And you're telling me it's not that bad?
You're saying that...
You are telling me that in health, where people are asleep on chair, people are dead in a chair, $695 billion is not that bad?
Yeah.
According to the might not be stolen, Janet.
Right.
But for crying out loud, 100 billion might have been stolen.
It certainly might have been. And
we don't know.
Here is the point, because I really want to be honest with your listeners. I don't come, you say you come to talk the truth. So have I, Colin.
Yes.
Whereas we are not saying there is anything corrupt that is taking place, and we can't say so definitively.
And we can't say none has not been taking place either.
And then let me say what the third part, let me add to you, Colin, to say what the third part of that is. If you are running a business and you have a CEO that has been constantly giving you problems, that CEO has been coming to work late, all manner of rules that you have in the office, they have been breaking. And that CEO has even caught once already with his hands in the kitty. Now you hear that he's not providing any financial reports. Would you look at all the other things that that CEO has done to say, more than likely we have a problem?
Let me just say this to you, Janet. $902 billion. Remember a man named Ruel Reid, who is before the court.
Well,
he was the Minister of Education.
Well, you have answered the point that I'm trying to make.
$902 billion.
You've answered the point.
Sometimes, Janet, when you catch somebody stealing $1,000, you know, you catch them on $1,000. When you dig deep, it might be hundreds of thousands.
But not the same thing I was telling you, the NHT, the Auditor General went in for 180 and come out with concerns for $4 billion.
There you go.
So the point we're trying to make, you and I together for your listeners, is while we cannot say that anything is missing or was stolen, we cannot say so. But these are ministries where every single year the Auditor General tells us about contracts given out without tender, tells us about people being overpaid more than they should have been paid. I'll give you one example. When you started talking to me a while ago, you talk about stock taking and checking. One of the recent reports in that same Auditor General's report this year said that the Ministry of Education got $900 and something million. I'm going to give you the exact figure to buy things for the ministry. Now, I don't know, Colin, if you go into government offices and you always see these numbers on the furniture, numbers on the computer. You ever notice it?
Yes.
What that is that the government says, this don't belong to you. This is belong to the people of Jamaica. So when you buy an asset, you mark it. So we know who have it. Yeah, man. We know who have it, where it's supposed to be. So if it's missing, we don't say a Colin Bell we're coming to.
Yes.
Right? We also know, Colin, that if we don't mark it, it's going to take up legs and walk. Right?
Talk to me.
So when the ministry gets $900 million and don't do no stock taking, proper inventory, don't say where the assets went, don't mark them, the Auditor General has that in a report. $900 million not properly inventoried. No, you call that mismanagement. That's not just mismanagement, that's also breaking the law. Because the law of the parliament say you must get the asset, mark it, put it down in a logbook so the Auditor General can check it. So I am saying a lot of things are also happening at the same time that the AG is saying all is not well in the ministry. So we have more reason to be concerned that we're not getting these reports. That's all the messages today.
We are very concerned about all of this, Janet.
Yeah.
How do we deal with this going forward? Because as I said earlier, I have heard you on this for quite some time now. And I have not heard the government, like them even see it as an issue. You said you heard that the minister says it's not a big, it's not so bad.
Yeah, because she's getting some of the reports to the ministry on a monthly basis. That is not what the law says minister must happen. But so if it satisfies the minister, I am concerned. But
and the Auditor General is not backing down.
No, she has never.
She's saying that I am not getting what I am supposed to be getting from this ministry.
And she says it every year. And this is where your question comes into play. Since the parliament not doing their job, and since the ministries and the ministers are not doing their job, then what we the people going to do? We have to find a way to let the parliament know that we are serious about things having to change. Now, how do we do that?
That's what I want to know.
That is one of the reasons we created a website that we have. People need to find a way to communicate with their MPs. You have to find a way to communicate it to the parliament, because let's see, Colin, if you and I can come up with an analogy that help the people make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You said it is a company, and you said our company, we put these people in place, and you're spot on. We hire them through the vote. Yes. I know we call it elections, but it's really...
I call it an AGM.
Right. But when your MP come and knock on your gate in another couple of months, it's a work him looking in, guys. Him asking you for a job.
Begging you for a job.
And it is now a well-paid job. And it's now a well-paid job.
Your dirty dumpling. Wash your clothes. If you are sweep, they want to sweep with you.
Yes, man. It's true.
Yes.
And is a work you're giving them, and it's now a well-paid job now, Colin, really.
Oh, yes.
So if you think of it like any company that you're in, no matter how small or big, if your employees are not doing something, you have to find a way to communicate it to them, no so?
Yes.
So that's where it has to start. It's not different. So how do you communicate it with them?
But Janet, as it relates to the PS and the internal auditors not giving the Auditor General the documentation, the financial report that they need. Right. What role does our members of parliament have to play?
God. That is a crucial role. Now, let me go back to the basics. The budget is created by our members of parliament. Remember that. Good. So the Auditor General has to get those reports to report back to them. Now, in the Parliament of Jamaica, you have some people named called the opposition, right? They are supposed to be getting these reports, and they are supposed to be saying to the government over there across from them, saying, what is going on? It shouldn't be me you hear this thing from, Colin. It should be every member of parliament that is not in the cabinet. That is their job, is to hold government to account.
But backbenchers on the government side not going to say nothing in this present Jamaica.
I'm going to tell you the truth. First of all, it is their job to say it.
I
never used to know that, Colin. I used to think it was just the opposition.
No.
But it is the job of all the MPs who are not in the cabinet to hold the cabinet to account. But you're right. It's not going to happen. But at least it should have happened with the opposition. I mean, talk the truth, man. At least.
Yes, the opposition should be strong on this.
And
But
they have
when they
not
come
been
out,
saying it.
people are going to say, a politics and a lie them a tell. And
Well,
that's why
all that-
your role is also critical as a
Yeah.
non-government, non-political person or agents.
That is true, but I want to believe that, you know, people can run off their mouth. They run off their mouth about me calling me and make it stop me. Any MP who is going to rally back because somebody going to say that, him need to take himself when they're ready for the job. Just pick up the Auditor General's report. Let us bring this thing to another level. The PAC, let's tell the folks about the Public Accounts Committee and the role it plays in this discussion, Colin. Now, them turn on them TV and them news all the time and them hear about PAC.
Yes.
And the word is public accounts. Hear the word?
Public
Accounts Committee. And this is a
Yes.
committee made up of both MPs on the government side and on the opposition side.
And it is presently now chaired by who? Michael Phillips?
It is chaired by Julian. This Michael
Julian-
chairs the other one.
Or Michael chairs the PAAC.
PAAC, right.
Right.
So
Thank
two
you.
of them are the main committees in the parliament that look out for our money. Make sure that the money that's going into projects and programs will get value. But for the PAC in particular, the job of the Auditor General when she's finished with her reports is to hand that report over to that particular committee. Okay? The same way the Integrity Commission, when them finish a report, they hand over that report to a particular committee called, you know, the Integrity Oversight Committee.
Yes.
Same way so. So when the Auditor General hands over her findings during the year and at the end of the year an annual report, who are the MPs that's getting the facts? Both JLP and PNP. Exactly. So if a PNP MP or an opposition MP, which I prefer to say, stands up in the House and say, Minister of Finance, this cannot continue. And somebody bawl out and say, nothing go so. He should be just able to lift up the AG report and say, well, see it here. Is that me say so? Is the AG say so? And the AG, if nobody believes her, will just come in with the documentation and prove it to the parliament. So I said that to say, Colin, people who say nothing go so, it can be easily dealt with.
And
So
it can be, as I like to tell people, we are no longer living in the analog age. This is the digital age. We can find the references, the receipt.
I love
quickly.
that. I love that. I love that. I love what you just said. Because every time I am on air, I tell people, say, don't believe Jump, but check it out for yourself.
Yes.
Now, we're living in the age where even as Colin and I talking, guys, you can just go, boops, just put in Google, Auditor General of Jamaica, 2023 report, boops. See that? And you can type and say, Miss Call that true, you tell man. Or you can say, Miss Call that lie, you tell man. Whichever one it is.
No, see the facts, you know, so it go.
Exactly. It's a wonderful time to be in, which means that the days of Taki and Nanny, them did have it hard. We don't have it so hard, man. So we're going to go back to the question of where do we take this now, Colin? Because that's the whole point of this, you know. This has to be a game changer.
Yeah, man, we have to do something about this.
JAMP is putting together a petition on its website. It will be up by Monday, where citizens can sign it. When you sign that, it goes to two places. It will go to your MP, and a copy will go to the Parliament of Jamaica. Remember, that is the office, so to speak, the people's office.
Yes.
So when you sign it, that letter that we are creating will simply set out the same problem Colin and I are here discussing. And at the end of that, you know what that petition is saying? The petition is saying to your MP, who it is going to, what concrete actions are you going to take to ensure? Now, listen to what we're asking them to do. Let me see if I can open up a copy here. Yeah. The end of the letter is going to say, I am asking what concrete actions will you commit to take to ensure that, one, we receive answers for why this level of neglect has happened. That's the first thing we need to know, Colin. How could this have happened? Where is the breakdown? Yeah?
Yes.
The second thing we want from our MPs to know, how will you ensure that the government provides the parliament with a plan of action, including the timelines to correct this? So what we're saying, Colin, is we don't want no announcement. We don't want nobody come tell us, we're going to have meetings and we're going to fix it. No, we want the plan of action that will say in the first month, this is what we're going to do. And then in the next 3 months, this is what we're going to do. Why we need that, Colin? So, Colin, you and I can check it and come back in 3 months and talk back to your listeners.
Answer whether it happened
Let
or
them
not.
know whether or not it's happening. We don't want
Yes.
to promise that we can't track ourselves, Colin. Them days they're done. And then the last thing that we will be asking our MPs in that letter is, how are you going to hold the responsible officers to account? That sounds like 3 good things. Let me say it again. MP, I'm asking you what concrete action you will commit to take to ensure that 1, we receive the answers for why this level of neglect occurred. 2, that the government will provide the parliament with a plan of action, including timelines to correct the illegality. And 3, what are you going to do to ensure that the responsible officers, public officials, are held to account?
3 good
Sound like
things,
a plan?
Janet. 3 good plan, but here's my question. You said that when these financial statements are not turned over to the Auditor General, it's a criminal offense, right?
It is a criminal offense, yeah.
Who is responsible to charge these people or to move this forward to the courts?
My view is that it would have to be triggered by the Ministry of Finance. Let me give you an example. You remember when the Grace McLean thing happened in education? See, there again, education. We talk about the minister
and
now.
that's 100 million, right?
It
Or
was
200 million.
124 million.
And we lost that money because
Right.
the government sat down and didn't take it up
But
in
let
time.
us not say the government. We want people to be very clear. One of the things you and I are doing this morning, Colin, is that we are unpacking so them know exactly who.
Yes.
So I want to share with them one sanction that the government has and should use more often. When a public servant does anything that causes the people to lose money, it can't just go so. So in the law, there's something called a surcharge, and it says if the Auditor General, in doing her review, realizes that Colin Bell did something or something he should have done but he never do, and the people of Jamaica lose $2 million, the Auditor General, and she does it many times, in her report, Colin, will write to the Ministry of Finance and say, I am recommending that you surcharge Colin Bell. What that means is that the Ministry of Finance will have to ensure that Colin now start to get him paid back for return the monies month by month to the people of Jamaica. When Grace McLean was paying out money to a company that had no legal status, hear me carefully now, listeners.
Yes.
You can make a mistake. Why Grace got into trouble is that after Grace was advised they didn't have any legal status, she continued to pay.
Yes.
So that is why she got in trouble. I don't want public officials to be afraid of making a genuine mistake, Colin.
But after you were told that, hey, this is wrong, stop.
Precisely. You continued.
You continue.
So the Auditor General said to Ministry of Finance, no, man. No. Surcharge. I'm recommending
She must pay about this.
But here is the thing now. The Auditor General who will identify the problems has no power in law to punish.
Right.
She can only recommend.
Yes.
That recommendation goes to the Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
And as Colin said, listeners, them sit down over there so long, so till the 3-year pass, the law say if 3-year pass, then you can't surcharge the people them.
And they sat down and allowed 3 years to pass.
Yes.
And the 120 million to go.
Now,
Janet,
my position, Colin, is the person who did sit down and make it pass should have known the person to pay the 124 million back,
Yes, but in Ghana IMF.
No, well, I don't think it's the minister. Colin, man. Colin, the first thing you say from morning, I agree with it.
But if it's the Ministry of Finance,
no,
we know you have a powerful, what you call it, not permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance. What is that role called?
Which role? The financial secretary?
The financial secretary.
Yeah.
But the buck stops at the minister, Janet.
No, Colin. I understand.
So is the financial secretary then?
I am a fair person. I think in all honesty that the financial secretary should have identified who she had given those instructions to, and that is the person who should have been held to the account. The
So
minister upstairs, Colin, the
somebody-
minister upstairs has
All
left
right.
that to his staff to take care of. I wouldn't.
I
leave
will
at
be
his
guided.
feet. Yeah, man.
I will be guided by your
but I
better
wouldn't even
knowledge.
say it's the financial secretary, but the FS has a responsibility, I believe, to now say, I had instructed Jeanette Calder.
To
Jeanette,
deal with
you
this.
failed. Maybe Jeanette, maybe you and Grace are good friend and come below. So maybe that's why you never do it. I don't care. The point is you didn't do your job. You're going to have to pay it back. That's
what we both agree on is that somebody in the Ministry of Finance should be held accountable.
I agree. And here's the beauty of accountability. I tell people all the time, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. If we had done that, do you think it would happen again, Colin?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Wouldn't take that risk.
The problem is solved. You understand?
But Janet, here's the problem.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Finance itself has not accounted, as you said, for over $1 trillion.
Yeah.
In
So
how many years? How many years
Absolutely.
for them? I didn't get the amount of years for the Ministry of Finance.
Let me look back at it for you, but it's not as much as the others. I think it's like 4 and 3 and in one instance 4 years for 592 billion, and in another instance 3 years for 482 billion.
3 years.
Yeah.
4
So
years. Those run concurrently, so it doesn't add up to 7 years.
Correct. Well said.
Right.
Perfect. Good catch.
So if the Ministry of Finance is not turning over their financials to the Auditor General, what kind of company we are run?
Yeah, I have to admit, well, I'm one of those who has said that the Ministry of Finance has done some amazing things that have been extraordinarily good for this country. But not because you're doing well in one area, it don't give you permission, you see, Colin, for fall down in the next. So I don't want anybody look at me.
I like to say to people that when you say somebody fail, it don't mean them not get nothing right.
Right.
It just means that they have not gotten enough things right.
Right.
But they have gotten some things right, but them get some things terribly wrong.
And I don't think the ministry is failing. I think the ministry is more than passing. But I don't believe the areas in which, and I'm gonna use your same analogy, me can end up with a 70%, me more than pass.
Yeah.
But for the ones that want me get wrong, it don't mean say me can just ignore that because me did pass.
Because you pass some things.
And here is when you can do that. Because you can do that. You can do it when it's your own company. You can do it when it's your own money. But not if it's other people's money you're managing, and not if there's a law in place that says you cannot do it. That's the difference, Colin. And that is one of the reasons I was disappointed in the Minister of Finance, because she's coming from the private sector. And if Minister Williams was in front of me, I would say, Minister, with the greatest of respect to you, if this were your company and your CEO was not filing your audited financial statements for the last 6 years, you know what your response would have been? You'd said, Jeanette, that is a career-ending decision.
Of course.
So why should it be any different for the people of Jamaica's money?
Because it's not your personal money, you just leave it, so?
That is my guess. I can't tell what's in the minister's heart, but that is my guess, that we approach these things differently when it is not our own money. So it's the people them know who own the money that needs to say something, which takes us back to the question of what we are going to do. And I'm not saying it's an easy question, Colin, but all I know is for everybody who is listening, hear me. If you don't hear me say nothing this morning, hear this and hear me well. You can't keep doing what you've always done and expect to get anything else than what you've always gotten. So if you sit down there today and listen to me and Colin and do nothing because you say, now go work, then you're going to expect the same thing where you always get.
Yeah.
To get something different, you have to try something different. It might not work the first time.
The quote
me
says
can
if you do
tell
the same
you-
thing the same way over and over and
You're
expect
going
a
to get the
different
same thing.
result,
Then
is
you're a
insanity.
madman. Right?
Yeah.
So make we try something different is all I'm saying. I can guarantee you when Paul Bogle did get up and say, boy, make we march. Then say, Paul, how much time we march? He said, make we burn some cane. Then say, how much time we burn cane field? Sometimes it's the third or fourth or fifth time that some reason change happens, guys. So I am saying there are several things you can do, several. For those who want to write the newspaper, write. Our politicians tell me, so then read it, and then watch it.
Yes.
If you call Colin, everything you say right now, I guarantee you, there are persons from the government and the opposition listening. They are already hearing.
Yes.
And they are noting how you feel about it. Believe me.
I know that for sure.
Yeah, believe
They
me.
listen.
They are taking a note of it, as they should. And I am going to also say, call in during the week to the different call-in programs. Don't let it die. Don't let it die, Jamaica. Don't let it die. Take it beyond the 9 days. All right? The next thing you can do is use JAM's website. We have a thing called the legislative tracker there, Colin.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you have your computer in front of you, Colin, go to www.jamja.org. www, and listeners, you can write it down. jampja.org. When you go there, you will see two tools you can use. You can either go to the MP tracker, and you can contact your MP directly and tell him how you feel.
Yes.
The one I wanted you to go to is called the legislative tracker. So if you can go to that one for me, Colin, and I want you to test it and tell the people if it works, or if Miss Calder just here making it sound impressive. There's one there called the legislative tracker. Now, when you go there, I don't know if you're on your phone or your laptop, but you should see something that says a big fat thing, that note that says send a note to Parliament. Now, if you click on that, you put your information in. You can select your, you can contact your MP through here. Tell them how you feel about what you read. Tell them what you think needs to be done. When you hit send, a copy goes to the clerk of the house, and a copy of it goes to the email of your parliamentarian. They are your representative. They are supposed to represent how you are feeling in that house come next week, Tuesday.
Yes.
So if you don't give them something, Colin, and they don't say anything, then I'm going to say, how me for represent you if you don't give me something for represent. Make sense, Colin?
Make a lot of sense.
Make a lot of sense. The word representative means to represent, but we don't talk to them as much as we should. So them going to go talk about what they feel like talking
bosses.
about. Yeah. So the next thing you can do is in a couple of days, by Monday, we will have a special petition letter.
And we're inviting people to go on to the JAM website and sign the petition.
Yeah, it will be there on Monday. Colin, I'll send you a link so you can promote it for me.
Yes, I will.
Sign it, and I'm promising you that it will be recorded in the house. Whether it's 100 Jamaicans are not happy about this and demanding answers, or 100,000. But folks, if this continues, now I'm going to say, don't point at the politician, because when you point, 3 fingers point back at you. If you do nothing.
Back at you.
If
Janet,
you do nothing.
What do you say as we wrap up to the people, to the majority of Jamaicans who sit aside and look and do nothing? What do you say to them?
Well, if I'm going to be very honest with you, I don't expect every Jamaican to care. I am more here to talk to those who care but don't know what to do. So I'll talk to those because I've been there. I was there for years. I cared about this country. I cried over this country. I prayed over this country.
Yeah.
But I was frustrated because Colin, me don't know what to do. So I am saying to them, no, let me tell you. Yeah. So I know they exist, and I know there are far more of them than we recognize. What I'm going to say to you is do not give up. And here is why. And hear me well and tell me if I lie. Every time in the last 15 years since I've been really paying attention, that the people of this nation get up and say to our politicians, me can't cross it. That not gonna happen. That can't work. Do you know we have gotten what we've wanted?
Yes.
Yes. It's because we don't do it very often. But every time, if you look back, you will see that our prime minister responded. And not him. He hasn't been in for 15 years. But he has. And so has the one before him. So I am saying, take a serious look, guys. Our parliamentarians are not as unresponsive as you think they are. It's the people who are not getting up and really expressing their voices. I am confident that if you were to do that, Mr. Holness would hear and he will respond. I'm really confident. So I am saying let's not blame the employees. We are the owners of Jamaica.
Yes.
We are the employers of the public officials. And last, we are not just taxpayers, guys. We're the financiers of everything that the government does.
It's
is our money. So we want a return on our investment. So I am saying with all the confidence in my heart, I know if Jamaica lets this go, it's going to be 10 times worse. Because you're sending a message that even though we know, we don't care.
We don't care.
And if you say that to an employee is going to abuse it. Talk it
Going to take you for a ride. Janet, let me thank you
it's been
for
a pleasure
being here this morning.
You kept me longer, Colin, but it was such a joy talking to you. I couldn't even run off.
Yeah, man. Blessings and thanks. And keep on doing what you're doing. Thanks for what you're doing for Jamaica, because Jamaica needs people like us.
Well, I need people like you as well. So thank you for having me. It was
willing
a pleasure.
to talk out without
I will
any
send
fear.
you the link and I'll count on you to promote it for us. God bless everybody. Take
Blessings.
care.
Janet Calder from JAMP, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. I'm telling you, we have good people in Jamaica who love Jamaica, not doing it for the likes, doing it for the love. And I want to thank her very much for being with us this morning. Yeah, man. Being with us this morning and sharing, giving you facts, not opinion, real facts. She giving you this morning. And I'm going to tell you this. When we come on a Saturday morning, we no copy from nobody paper.
Don't think as this kind is a fool. The road SHACKA walk never smooth. So he a trample evil night and day. With him left foot first while he pray. Hear what we tell them. SHACKA fame and a...
We don't have no point for proof, Chris. We no copy from nobody paper. We set the pace. The other people them follow. Talk to me.
Good morning, Mr. Bell.
What go on, brother?
Well, I feel 100% better than the last time. How you doing?
I am doing well. Doing well. Defending my island home.
Well, we are pushing from different direction, Colin.
Yes, yes.
I am here and I'm pushing and I'm doing what I can.
Yes.
And as you know, I haven't lived in Jamaica in 40 years.
Well, that's a long time.
A long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I support my country financially.
Yes.
In every way that is possible. And that young lady that just got off, people like those they give me hope.
Yes. Yes.
I can get very emotional about my country, Colin.
Why don't take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Some people don't understand. Some people don't know patriotism. Some people have no love for country. Them just love them party. And all when the party has sink the country, they fighting you. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy, Mr. Campbell. Take it easy.
It hurts to see some of the things.
Yes, man.
That is done to my country. You know, it's a great country.
Great country. But you know one of the problems, Mr. Campbell? We have too many good people in Jamaica who sit down and keep quiet. And that's how bad people strive when good people keep quiet.
Yes, I agree, Colin. And the question I have for the people who support Andrew Holness is, what is the end game you want for Jamaica? Because what I see, Colin, I believe that if you're building a house, you must build a foundation.
Yes.
And the foundation must be solid.
Have to be for the house going to stand up.
It must be able to withstand earthquake and hurricanes and stuff like that. And we cannot have a country built on corruption.
No.
I think corruption is the greatest evil that has beheld and hold Jamaica back.
Long time.
Because, Colin, I remember when you interviewed Mark Golden, and I'm a really good admirer of Mark Golden because I kind of dissect when he speaks. And I remember you said to him, you had brought up corruption, and him said to you, no, you know, corruption is second on the thing that the people is concerned about. And I can tell you, I know good people. That man is a good man. You know, he's a good man.
Yeah.
And I hope he gets a chance to run the country.
I hope so too. I really hope so. And I can tell anybody that I will be voting PNP. I will be working to ensure that we get a change. Me think we need a change.
We need a change. Jamaica cannot continue down the road it is continuing.
Mr. Campbell, coming out of what Janet just told us, can you imagine the office of the Prime Minister for the last 3 years have not given the Auditor General the proper financial report on $12 billion from the office of the Prime Minister? The Ministry of Finance over 4 years have not given the proper financial statement on over $1 trillion.
It's unbelievable. And, you know, Colin, all I want people to understand is that there's not a stable society in the world that is corrupt. Look throughout the world. All stable society have low levels of corruption. They have higher levels of accountability to the people. And you cannot build a house or a government or a business on corruption. Corruption must be brought to heel because the people that suffer the most in a corrupt system is the poor.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
The poor and the vulnerable suffer the most because, you know, think of corruption like a parasitic animal. It is sucking the blood of the host, siphoning off nutrients from the body.
Yes.
That is what corruption is. It takes away resources where it is needed.
Yes.
It is corruption. All roads lead back to corruption, Colin. We have to break the back of corruption in Jamaica. We have to make the corrupt people accountable. They must go to prison. And that's the way we will move forward as a society in Jamaica, where everybody will have a chance. We must step away from the table of corruption. I'm appealing to my Jamaican people. Corruption is the thing that we have to tackle because it destroys the foundation of the country. And I believe that Mark Golden is the guy that will give us a chance so we can take a breath and deal with some of these issues. We cannot put Andrew Holness in office. I cannot see it.
All right, my brother. Enough respect.
All right, Colin.
Thanks for the call. Very emotional caller there. Talking about Jamaica. What is happening to our island? We're short on money, but at the same time, we're not giving account for the monies that are spent in different ministries. And I don't want an idiot in the chat room or chat on a garbage, you know, man. You understand? Let me tell you something. If you don't know about FinSac, go read about it. Go read about FinSac. And tell me how on $12 million a year Andrew have so much money. Tell me about that. Tell me on $12 million a year. Mark Golden came to this platform and he told us about D, B, and G. Tell me which business Andrew Holness did have before him going to politics. But sit on one side, man. This is where the truth come to live. And we murder lies. Murder lies. You know nothing about FinSAC. Dr. Omar Davis came to this platform and told us about FinSAC. Talk to the bankers who misuse people's fund, depositors' funds. Talk to the people who borrowed money and said that they forget. Ask Andrew Holness if he ever work with nobody who borrow money in those times and said that they forget to pay it back. Ask Audley Shaw if he was bailed out by FinSAC before you come on this program and come talk about FinSAC, Donovan Phillips. You don't know your history, man. And you have no good intention for this country. You have no good intention. 804-7072. Talk to me.
Good morning, Mr. Collins. How are you today?
I am on top of my game. We had Janet Calder on this morning because when it comes to social media and big interviews, Portland Spice TV lead, the rest follow.
That is correct.
To me.
This is a forum for us to talk.
Yes.
Let me first say that I want to congratulate Mr. Campbell, the person he was just talking to.
Yeah.
For giving himself permission to cry.
Yes.
You know how much us walking around and we can't cry?
But some of us
in so much pain.
Some of us can't feel the pain of the country because we are not patriotic.
That is so true. That is a very valid point. Remember, me tell you about the sick that walking among us, the sick that helped to sell us out and get our ancestors to the bottom of the slave ship.
Yes.
I want Mr. Campbell to know that I not only heard his tears, but I feel it.
Feel his pain.
And I am very happy that the man is so patriotic, the man not afraid to cry.
Yeah, man. Your country.
Congratulations, Mr. Campbell. Congratulations. I am very proud of your tears. Because that is your truth. That is patriotism. The man a cry for him country. The man a cry for him Jamaican people. I just want you to know, because the man always promoted that men must cry. Foolishness, nothing no go so.
Make your tears roll.
Crying.
Yes, man.
Anyway, my other point that I wanted to make, but I just had to give that priority.
Yes.
Because his tears resonated with me, because I'm right there with him.
Yes.
Okay, so my thing is this. With what's going on presently, me tell you about the sickness within Jamaica,
Yeah.
Let me just say to you, I take issue with the fact that people are now trying to ask the IC to cater their schedule around whether or not the JLP have a conference or the PMP have a conference. We must respect this body for what it is. It is an independent body that print nothing about the truth. So let me ask you something. What time of day you want the truth?
I like that question there. What time of day, month, week, and year you want the truth? Hallelujah. I love it. I love it.
When the IC present and do them job, you have people that talk about saying that look good when shouldn't do it. You don't understand why Jamaicans are cha-cha-cha and corrupt. So what? The IC is guilty of doing their job. But they are not operating on some people's schedule.
The truth is an offense, so anytime you put out the truth, people are going to be offended.
No, man, but we must take more responsibility, man, before we congratulate them that them have the courage to put it out when them put it out to show so they're not afraid of the government.
Talk to me.
Judge Pantan going to tell him saying time one water, him not drink the dirty water and not take side with corruption,
Talk to me. And he also said what is in the report are facts. Not
correct.
opinions.
And that's correct. And let me just ask you something. All of them people they waste money and that because I bet you anything is taxpayer pay all them liar if Andrew. Few money I pay for it. I bet you anything.
It not supposed to be. It not supposed to be, but we can find out.
A fee like a fee irresponsible, People are talk about say the IC shouldn't print it when them print it. Would they have to be doing this extra work and the extra money if Andrew Wallace was an honest human being and doing what is required of him as a prime minister?
Not at all. Hold the line for me. Hold on. Mystic.
My brother.
You heard Janet Calder?
Yes, sir.
So you're
quite revealing to the grain.
Hold on. I can tell it was one morning that I was saying I would Mystical no call and tell me say Jamaica cemetery, arms house and prison.
Then what else am I going to tell you? What else am I going to tell you, brother? You see it reveal itself clear and plain to you.
How can the Ministry of Finance can the Ministry of Finance be caught up in this? Over $1 trillion for a 4 years period.
Brother,
this one is not coming. Hold on. This one is not coming back from the PNP administration. It's 4 years solidly under this government.
This is the best finance minister outweighs Greenspan. Greenspan, Alan Greenspan.
Talk to me. Yeah. Talk to me.
This man's character, would have been voted as the best finance minister we would have ever seen because he's been to Oxford, right?
Yes.
And he has a PhD.
And he's a Rhodes Scholar.
And he's a Rhodes Scholar. Those labels qualify him, And look what he has done to the country. Look at what he has presided over. You get what I'm saying to you? You think Mr. Campbell emotional? Yeah? Right now, the country should be weeping, lamenting, and mourning the damage that this government has presided over the people of this country. Yeah?
And then
them. You see what has happened to Jamaica right now, with these revelations, Yeah? It makes the 400 and odd years of us around here in enslavement look like it was just a walk in the park. You get what I'm saying to you?
Talk to me.
$3 trillion, brother, and it's more too. It's more, yeah? So we ought to be in sackcloth and ashes right now. And if this is not reversed, then you can bid Jamaica goodbye.
And then you have two fools. You have two fools. It's Uncle Two Fool in the chat room.
We not pay them, then a mind, man.
But I'm happy that they are here doing a mystical. I am happy that they are here.
Yeah, man.
So that they can hear the truth.
When them can shut out such alarming,
No, man, they might get some of the kickback.
Yeah, but how long that I go serve them, brother?
They must be getting some of the kickback.
After it is finished, what about them? Are they living in Jamaica? Are they living abroad? Because some people live abroad just detach themselves and have a whole heap of loud mouth, and don't feel our pain and our future, the future for ourselves and our children. This is like when the people them say, crucify Jesus and give us Barabbas, and let his blood be upon us and our children. This is the kind of mindset and the kind of people who support robbery and criminality. I hear you are Miss Calder in a respect. They say, boy, we can say anything. We can say criminality. We can say theft. We can say anything. Because when you cannot account, we can ascribe anything to you. Yeah? Listen to me, man. I am earth.
The Ministry of Labor. The Ministry of Labor, $6 billion over 5 years. The Office of the Prime Minister, $12 billion over 3 years.
Colin, you're not saying it right now. It's $56 billion. Ministry of Social Security. Yeah? And so much people hungry, out here. And when you accumulate that could build Jamaica over about 7 times. And will be a palace. Yeah? Will be heaven. Everybody would want to come live here.
The Ministry of Education. I am calling it $1 trillion. $1
$1 trillion.
Over
And
9
who can
years.
stand up with any conscience? Anybody in this country who has any conscience could agree and try to bypass the reality, and we are so suffering. You know the level of education, that is in Jamaica right now. You know the level of poverty.
And we see Ruel Reid.
Unemployment.
Hold on, we see Ruel Reid running up and down at GLP conferences. Show me a company. Me tell you who you are.
Man, these people should be behind bars, man. Not one of the 49 should be returned to any level of occupancy in government. It should not happen. All these must be forgotten, gone forever. Gone forever. It's shameful and disgraceful, careless, reckless, and dangerous appropriation of management, of governance, and government in this country. Yeah, I hear them talking about FinSAC and talking about the greatest transfer. Listen to this.
But let me ask you, hold on, Mystical. Don't lose your thought. I
Listen.
want to ask you a question. Can you transfer wealth from the poor to the rich?
Listen to me, man. I don't know about that. It means that what the poor should have gotten, the rich is getting, and it has always been so. I am not. Listen, I won't make this point before I make a scathing remark at this capitalist private sector system that we have in Jamaica.
Talk to me.
You get what I'm saying to you? So I hear the Prime Minister say the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich happened in FinSAC, and who benefits from it? The Tapanaris. Listen to me, man. The greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich, meaning the bread of the poor, the bread of the children. Oh Lord, Yeshua the Christ said, man, can I take the children's bread and give to the dogs? Yeah? You get what I'm saying? And the children's bread has been given to the dogs. Yeah? The dogs, are presiding over the children's bread and gobbling up the children's bread. The pearl is being casted before the swine, and they must trample it and swallow it and bite we up. You know what I'm saying? So the greatest transfer of wealth would have been the $3 trillion. This $3 trillion is the greatest. It can't get worse than this. Can it get worse than this, brother? Yeah? And who are the main culprits and beneficiaries? The private sector. This country cannot be corrupt without the private sector, because they are the ones who are the final beneficiaries of everything corrupt. The scamming, the corruption, everything in this country that is going bad. They are the ones that find us so quiet and silent and tolerant. What a wicked administration of injustice to the people of this country.
Let me say this, and let me say this clearly. We are not saying all this money has been stolen.
I don't know.
We are saying we cannot say some of it has not been stolen. We know say them not even all right, because we have been getting some service. But we don't know how much have been stolen.
Remember, Colin, let us fix up our understanding of the statements that have been the statements that we are now making, and the statements that have been made by others who have done the work to bring us the information.
Yes.
Remember, it's $3 trillion unaccounted for. So we can't say it's stolen. It has been wasted, misappropriated. We can't say anything.
Yeah.
But those who have been given the responsibility to ensure that our resources are managed according to transparency and accountability,
and according to law,
must take the slack. Yeah. These people are worth nothing. They're inept, and unable to govern. Yeah, the shame and reproach is upon them, so that no matter what their qualifications are, they are unable to preside over decent governance, so that our people can live in decency and pride and honor and respect, good education, good health, good jobs and everyththing. I tell you all, well, it's a plan, man, by which your political forces, which these people have executed brilliantly on their behalf. Because Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti must always feel the brunt of the burden because these are exemplar. These three countries are exemplar and they have shown the resilience, and so they have determined that they must suffer. Yeah, I must say, we look out. Yeah, with our revolution against the taskmasters over the years, and you're thinking like that.
Time come.
Yeah.
Time come for a new direction.
Yeah. Haiti did the same.
Yeah.
New direction, man. Yeah.
New direction.
And let me make this last statement, you know. You see, if Jamaica not pivot, yeah, not pivot politically, Jamaica will never, you hear me?
Yeah.
We will wrap up ourselves and shoulder ourselves in this pain and helplessness and hopelessness if we don't pivot. One way or the other, if we don't pivot, you know, brother, Jamaica is done for. When I say done, I mean done, dismantled, destroyed. And all of us who have a different argument,
yes,
yeah, and a different narrative will now understand so the whole way in the same boat.
Brother.
Going under. What else can I say this morning? I can't sit down well now, no pretty talk.
No. Can't pretty this morning.
It cannot be pretty, man.
Can't be pretty this morning.
This is brutal. This is genocidal.
And for so long. Why is it that you allow this to roll on and on? No accountability. Spending the money and you're not giving the Auditor General the financial statement, and you're just spending the money.
In the name of politics, showing that we do what we want to do. Why would you want to hide? Yeah, reconcilability. Yeah, why would you want to hide accountability? There's some motive behind it.
Something is amiss, brother.
Motive.
Something is amiss.
Yeah, of course.
Big up
Look at
yourself.
how people have administered infrastructural work. Look at what we have been going through along our grid here.
Mystical, look on the road. I said to somebody,
Listen to me now,
I'll tell you, yesterday evening I was having a discussion with Damian Crawford. And I said to him, we are in problem. We're building a road for how much $1 million from Harborview into Port Antonio. And in less than a year of paving some of the roads in St. Thomas, they had to dig up how much miles of it to do it over.
Right now, brother, it is pain traversing the corridors into Morat Bay, man.
Brother.
Because all of the part them are dig up and has been dug up repeatedly. Now, anybody with any conscience can sit down and hug up any politician of any kind, yeah, about this kind of disdain and disrespect and scorn, yeah, and oppression that we're going through.
No sub-base is put on the roads that they have done between Boston and Hector's River. No sub-base, 2 inches of asphalt, that will not hold. I mean, I said before it happened that road cannot stand up for 5 years.
But we have been saying this repeatedly from the outset, you know, brother. We have been saying this, you know, man. Yeah? We don't have no allegiance to no politics over people, you know. Yeah? We are talking about what must be done and how the resources must be frugally spent to get the best results. Because when other people are awash with money, we don't have oil, we don't have gold, we don't have them things that can bail we out and we can waste money. Yeah? We are indebted and will be indebted for life based on how we are treating. Yeah?
And then we have a lie being told to us every week that we're not borrowing money. But every week the government floats a new bond, borrowing money from you and me, the average man. And when we say Jamaica economy is in a mess, some people say we're preaching doom and gloom.
This is disgusting and disgraceful, yeah? And a betrayal of the trust that we have placed upon these people. Yeah, they have betrayed us and have failed us miserably.
Yes, man. Mystical, I want to thank you this morning for coming on and putting it down as it is.
Respect, brother. Respect.
Jamaica is in a dangerous place. Arms house. Blessing, Mystical.
Prison. Cemetery.
Blessings. 804-7072 with up on the 11 o'clock. But we still a talk to you. Welcome to the show. Talk to me.
Yes, brethren.
Talk to me.
Yeah, you know, the writing was always on the wall, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you could remember the Public Accounts Committee, which was chaired by the opposition, an opposition member.
Yeah,
you
man.
remember how robust I know the accountability was?
Yes.
Yes. You notice when this government came in, them say it no make no difference. So the chairmanship will be removed from the opposition to the government.
Yeah. Civil society get bad pan it and it never happened. Civil society made a lot of noise and it never happened. So they didn't change the PAC and the PAAC. So the opposition still chair those two committees.
Yeah, but why is this not as robust? I mean, there was one of them that a major one that the government took over the chairmanship. Because I believe in a Bruce Golding's time, he said that the opposition members should be the chairman
of all those committees. But when Andrew won in 2020, he changed that. He wanted to change all of them, but as I said, civil society and the opposition made some noise and he maintained the PAC and the PAAC. So the PAC,
which one did he change?
Well, I don't remember the ones that he changed, but he changed some of them because Ed Bartlett is the chairman for one. He changed some of them, but Julian Robinson still chairs the PAC and Michael Phillips chair the PAAC.
But for one reason or another, those committees are not as robust as they were before because a lot of accountability issues used to be raised. And in my, well, I don't know, because in my memory, I was under the impression that the main chairmanship for these committees that have the substantial scrutiny was put back in the hands of the JLP member. And as a result, a lot of these issues that usually had a reason when the opposition brought it up. It's like it went silent. So I don't know. But in any event, I called it last week and was saying that we're watching what is going to happen. And I still can't understand, brethren, how the Prime Minister could have bring him on legitimately set up him IC and take them to court. I know that's a mystery to me.
Well, you see, let me tell you something. The court is available for all Jamaicans to seek duress when you are not in agreement with whatever findings come at you. So the Prime Minister have a right to take it to the court. However, the court and people must have, I said it earlier, that the Prime Minister did not get judicial review for all that he asked for. In fact, most of what he asked for, he did not get.
So what did he get it for? Because apparently what he got judicial review,
one of them
I'm not even sure what he got it for.
All right, one of them I can remember, the fact that the thing was sent to the FID for further investigation. That is under review. Trying to remember all of them that is under review.
So what about the removal of investigating illicit enrichment in one's personal finances?
All right, so that is a declaration he was seeking, and the court told him that you don't need judicial review for a declaration. So he don't need permission to ask for a declaration. So he can go to that.
Oh, so how that work? How that declaration? Who give that declaration?
He must go to the court for that. But he not need permission to go to the court for that.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Right.
Still is a court matter, but you don't need judicial review for that.
Forget the judicial review, I forget permission. So that's what happened yesterday. So they gave him permission now for some, I think it's 4 out of the 29. Him get the permission for 4 out of 29.
But I just want to say now, my brethren, in all of this, it just look messy.
Very messy.
I mean, to me, a prime minister is supposed to above and beyond reproach, you know.
Yes, man. It's the highest office of the land, you know, man.
Yeah. Yes, there's no way under the sun. As a matter of fact, in one of his speeches when he was swearing in, he said, if anything resembles corruption, right? Not even corruption, you know. If it appears themselves, you know, them people, it's time for them people to leave politics. I mean, here he may also make another statement. I tried the opposition say, boy, they must leave the IC and the police to do them work.
Yes, I saw that clip. I was watching that clip just this week. And I warning politician, I warning all analog politician that you're not going to be successful in this digital age with your lies and your innuendos.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. New time.
Man. You're going to be under heavy scrutiny, man.
Yes, man, because anything that you said will come back at you. And the Prime Minister said a lot of things that are now coming back at him.
Yeah, but you can't say he wasn't sincere. That is, him just said these things to rile up him knows the Jamaica people by and large no really think and very gullible. So him said this thing and get a hype and him never really mean it. And you know, people who know the truth, them in a better position than the average person. And them now come say, boy, you know, you talk rubbish. Them silent too.
Yeah, man. And then you have the trolls, them will come defend him.
But you know, so the trolls, them, you know, when I'm defending anything, they're not substantial. They just expose themselves. And when you say defend, all of them, you troll because them now have no evidence for support to them and defend.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter to them. They might get paid for the way they do, you know. And because them prime minister have enough money, so it's all good. Yeah, man. So that is what me depend to the boss.
Yeah, man.
Keep
Big
up
up
the
yourself.
good work.
Blessings, man. One love. 804-7072. You are listening to Portland Spice TV live on YouTube. We do it every Saturday morning. Tuesday nights we are on as well. And Tuesday night we are joined by Styles FM and Caribbean Radio HD. Big up on yourself. Let me say thanks to Miss Janet Calder from Jump for coming on this morning and putting the figures on the table. These figures are not opinion. They are not her idea. They are the facts coming from the Auditor General. The Ministry of Labor, $53 billion. Them not submitting the financials are not adequate financials. Office of the Prime Minister, $12 billion over 3 years. Ministry of Health, $695 billion over 10 years. The Ministry of Education, $902 billion over 9 years. The Finance Ministry, $1 trillion over 4 years. Talk to me, caller.
Yo, sir.
Yeah, man. Your background noise kind of loud.
Yeah, what going?
Me there.
Yeah. I'm going to come out for Anthony, man. Man, we're not dislike man for my Jamaica and Banya.
No, we don't dislike Anjo.
Well, I make every day I get up and I tell lies. I don't leave the man alone, man.
All right.
Find single man and let the Prime Minister alone.
All right. Your Prime Minister do good, don't?
You must be the best Prime Minister ever run Jamaica. All of them are talking. You can't lose.
All right, sir.
Because we are supporting him and we have voted for him because me tell you now, you see if you no negative type of campaign on the pan, nah go work because we not go stand aside and watch you know and crucify with death. the Prime Minister
Tell
alone. Because you know, a sellout, you know, a white man, you know, a fight with black Prime Minister.
who black? Which part of Andrew black? Only here black.
A black man.
Andrew redder than me.
You can't go and talk, no matter what, Andrew. Andrew, I best, and you can't stop him. Remember, say you have to run out from Portland, you can't run, you know, so you don't have a talk, you know, you're weak.
Me have to run from Portland, so which part me live?
What you mean, the Anne-Marie Vaz no run you, man?
Anne-Marie Vaz no come from Portland, brother. Anne-Marie Vaz don't live at Portland.
She have a ticket because
Me live up.
love him, she's a performer.
Me live at Portland. Me come
And
from Portland.
You couldn't stand up, you have to run, you have to run like you hear teeth.
I saw you go, man. Them say as good a smart man run away so him can fight another day.
Yeah, fight another day. No, you think you should stand up and
now,
fight.
man, you can't tell
man.
me. You can't tell me when to fight. And me have to know when me want to fight.
But look how many times because you're a loser.
That's all right. You never lose. You have never lost anything in your life.
Let me tell you, no could attack.
You have never lost anything in your life.
Yo, no could attack.
A winner can't lose. A winner can't lose, brother. I am a winner.
Right.
And I can't lose.
Andrew is a winner.
All right, then your opinion on that, man.
Let me tell you, there is nobody did to replace Andrew.
All right, have a good
now,
day. Blessings. 8047072. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bell. Oh, go on.
Me there, man. I listen to that labor right there.
Oh, well, we have to listen to everybody, you know.
Of course, I'm happy when they listen to the program so they can hear the truth and hear what is happening in the country.
Yeah. So, in relation to your job, I know that you're a counselor.
No, I'm not a counselor.
Okay. All right. Based on a person who operates a talk show, and I know that you have knowledge of aspect of many little things. So, in relation to the sports program now, how does the roads them structured into the sports program, and who is the person who situate that the road should be rehabilitated? How does the process work?
Me hear the Prime Minister say the people will decide which roads are fixed under the Sparks program. So my understanding is that there will be town hall meetings and the people will suggest which roads, and then somebody now bring it down to a final and decide which road fix.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
Yeah, that was the main focus. That's why I asked. Just simple focus.
Yeah, man.
All right, then, Mr. Bell.
Bless up yourself, my brother. One love. You see, viewers and listeners, I am happy when the labor rights are listening, because it says to you that when people hear the facts and the facts don't matter, then you know that they are not voting for a better Jamaica. They are just voting for a political party. So you understand where they are and where they're coming from. And when a man come tell you about who white and who black, Tuesday night me sing the song for you. I'm going to sing it for you again. This is a song I learned when I was a child. It says, Jesus loved the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loved the little children of the world. So me love everybody. Red, yellow, black, white. And I said it Tuesday night. Those of you who are saying that Mark Golden is a white man and a white man can't run the country. Anne-Marie Vaz, Darrell Vaz, Matthew Samuda, Delroy Chuck, Mark Golden, all of them look alike. So you are telling me about Anne-Marie Vaz, and at the same time you are cuss Mark Golden. Something wrong with your head. You know no brains. You know, she said them look alike. You know, she said them are the same color. And you big up Edward Siaga and Bustamante. So no ready. Mark Golden is a born Jamaican. And Mark Golden's statutory filing has been certified every year since he has been the opposition leader. And a summary of Mark Golding's statutory filing has been published every year as per the law requires. And your leader, no summary can be certified. Your leader asks the court to demand the Integrity Commission to certify his statutory filing. And the court says, no, we're not giving you permission to go to court with that one. So, let me thank again Janet Calder. Let me thank the people in the chat room for our active chat room this morning. Let me thank all the people who called in, including my labor right friend. Big up yourself. Me still respect you more than the people that don't vote. So don't think me vex with you, my labor right friend. Me respect you more than a man who don't vote. Because you make yourself be a part of the process. Even if you don't know why you vote, you still vote. So, thank everybody who come on every Saturday morning and Tuesday night. This has been the Talk to Me show with yours truly, Colin Bell, SHACKA Fame, for yet another Saturday. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace, now and forevermore. Until we meet again, take care of your number one. Blessings.